Next little stop on this ongoing journey is called Kaiser Spring. That is the Highway 93 right there that runs between Phoenix and Las Vegas, soon to be Interstate 11. More on that in a later post. But there's a little road that cuts off and comes down here, not even an eighth of a mile. And I was going to try to follow the road on down. However, I saw this little rock here and it made me reconsider. It says 4-wheel drive, not worth it. Park and hike. So what I did was I parked. Now I'm hiking. What I'm hiking to, hopefully, is the Kaiser Warm Spring. Not a hot spring. Warm usually means less than 100 degrees. Someone lost their hubcap here. So anyway, looks like there's a couple different ways I could go. The only thing I am confident of is that the spring is somewhere down this wash here. I did see a sign on the highway as I was coming over that said Kaiser Spring Wash. And it appears as though that wash runs right down here. Since we don't have a lot of rivers here in Arizona, think of a wash as basically a place where water runs when the monsoon rains come. And run it does through here. Look at that. Man, that is a steep, steep canyon. Now my dilemma is, do I take the left route or the right route? And I'm going to go with the left route just because it appears to be more scenic. So, boy, am I glad I did not try driving down this thing. Not worth it is right. 4-wheel drive only, high clearance. I've got a Jeep Wrangler that I could take down this. However, today I'm in a Ford Fiesta. So, would definitely not want to chance it. Okay, I've gone, a little campfire ring here. So evidently people come here in the evenings. I don't think this is quite a place where somebody would camp, but probably sit here and have fires, maybe an adult beverage or two. And the road that I was on, Woodby Road, looks like it's come down to this trail here. So, and then down yonder you can see the wash. Oh. Looks like somebody went a little too far with their 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive, because there's looks like tire indentations from where somebody had been peeling out quite a bit. Now, this is getting a little steep here, so I'm going to have to pause and put the camera away for a little bit, but I'll pick back up in a little bit too. Okay, so I was able to make my way down that semi-steep little trail there. Notice we're still under the bridge for Highway 93 that passes overhead. And I made my way down into this wash here, and I'm just going to follow the wash. Based on the reading I've done, the spring should be down here somewhere. Alright, I'm still making my way down the wash here, and came across this very interesting boulder. I am about just shy of 6 feet tall, and this thing comes up to my shoulders at its highest point. But look at how there's grass growing right out of the rock here. So evidently the rock catches silt and rain certain times of year, and it has enough nutrients inside the little pockets there in the rock for grass to grow right out of it. But I'll just walk backwards away from it a little bit so you can get a true sense of how spectacular that is. All kinds of interesting rocks. As I'm passing along here. Looks like somebody's been horseback riding through here. Based on the presence of horse droppings back there. Not even sure how much further down it is. I'm going to give it up to a mile. After a mile, that starts making me wonder if I'm in the right place. But I'll just keep walking on down until I see the spring. Next leg here. Things have gotten a little bit interesting. I've come down through the wash Actually came across what I believe was a sweat lodge. At first it looked just like an old lean-to type of tent, and then I went over and inspected more closely. Thankfully there was nobody there. But some boards propped up with some sort of a makeshift roof, and then there were some things you could start a fire with there. Speaking of fire, looks like somebody had one right here. But the other thing is, notice this little piece of yarn over here, and there's a rock. This is up in a wall. I've never gotten into geocaching, but I think that's what this is a geocache for somebody that is into that. Not gonna disturb it and see what's in there, but maybe that's something I need to check into. Leave little gifts for people around the mountains here, around the Arizona wildlands. Another fire. So apparently fires are, open fires are a pretty popular thing with people who hike the Kaiser Spring Wash. Just winding and winding. I keep thinking I'm hearing water, and then every time I stop, all I hear is my breath, my heart beating. So, as of yet, Kaiser Warm Spring is still elusive. I'm seeing more vegetation here, though. Thicker, denser vegetation with more green. So that would lead me to believe there's more groundwater. And these plants are getting the water out of the ground. And groundwaters are often the source of springs. So we'll see if that results here sometime soon. Hope so, because I've got plenty of other sights to see today. Beautiful roads. Calm and so quiet. Can't even hear the sounds of the freeway anymore. Shrub there doesn't know what season it is. It's blooming. Maybe I don't know that shrub. Anyway, that's where I'm headed. It looks like the wash goes down and over these rocks and to the left. Just letting you look around. Look at the beautiful colors in that stone there. If any of you have a background in geology, I'd love to hear what causes those lines. If you want to make a comment in the, or make a note in the comments section. Man, this is beautiful. Beautiful. Now, there's a cave up here. I'm going to keep my distance because you never know what sort of animals might be in there. Looks like nothing at the moment, which is good for me. Definitely getting more than I expected out of this hike. Honestly, I was expecting kind of a ho-hum trail down to the spring and then be back on my way out of here. But incredibly beautiful. More beauty, more silence, and I'm seeing traces of water down here. That can mean only one thing, right? But before we get there, someone explain this to me. Pieces of rock with, I don't know, different colors, different pigments. I don't know, looks like different rocks that were fused together by some sort of lava or whatever. But I found the spring. The hike was longer than I expected, I'll be honest. We got water bubbling, or not bubbling up here, but looks like it's coming through the sand here. This would be groundwater. Notice all the hoof marks here around. So it appears as though the animals around here, whether they be cows or burros or horses, whatever they may be, maybe coyotes even, have figured out how to get to the water down there. So over here, we've got water. We're not even to the pool yet where the spring is at. And we've got water sort of just oozing out of the ground, trickling across the sand here, and on down into its own little self-formed creek. Isn't that a beautiful sight? Take a snapshot of that. One of the write-ups I read online was a woman who had hiked down here with some friends of hers, girlfriends. And when they arrived down here, there was a naked man in the spring, so they were not able to partake. But it doesn't look like that's going to be my truth here today. Looks like I've got the place to myself if I want it. How pretty that is. So apparently the big spring there is the one that people have built up with rock, and then there's like an overflow into the smaller spring here. I'm about to check out the water temperature. I don't see steam coming off of it, so to me that's a sign that it's not super warm. So it is chilly in the air here today, but put a couple things down here and trying to see how the water feels. Ooh, it's actually nice and warm. Okay. I am in a tire that I can get wet in, so I think I'm going to take a little dip here. They say that spring waters can be healing. Not that I have any particular ails right now, but I might just jump on in there for a little bit. This is the surrounding view. The water just heads on down to Burrow Creek. I'm definitely going to bring my wife back here in the summer. Look at this grass over here. You can bring a towel and just kind of lay it out here, do a little sunbathing, jump in the pool periodically. Actually, before anybody else gets down here, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to sign off for now. I saw a couple of other cool features on my way down. If I have time on the way back, I'll make sure to show you what those look like. That's it for now. To wrap up this experience with some final thoughts. I've been here about 30 to 35 minutes. I was able to relax in this big pool here. Literally just kind of sprawled out on my back, laid my head against one of the rocks over there against the wall, and just took took in this view over here. I'm going slow because I know that I've made some people dizzy in past videos. This was the view, sitting right there. And the only sound, and I mean the only sound, is the water trickling out of that little hole right there. When I got done, took some time to dry off and wander around the surroundings. I actually got up over on this hillside over here to take some pictures, sort of like an aerial view back towards the hot spring. By the way, I'm notching this puppy up to hot spring, not just warm spring, because it's just as warm as I used to keep our hot tub. I didn't bring a thermometer, I meant to, but it's definitely in the 100-degree category, based on what I know. Just and keep in mind we're in the desert in December, but look at this rock right here, and again, I'd love it if somebody knows what the heck this is. I'm thinking some sort of crystal or something. Just no idea. But the interesting thing is, now that one's kind of exposed, but is that the same? Is that the same? Then it's just kind of coated over with, with some sort of deposits over the year. And then that whole wall behind the pool appears to be made of the same thing. In fact, it appears as though just over the years that the minerals have built up. If you just kind of pan the left to right here, you'll notice that it's considerably lighter in color, and you can go over there and kind of pluck away at the rock, and it flakes a little bit. So I imagine it's just buildup of some sort of minerals over the years, the thousands of years. And I normally don't get all mushy, but having spent some time here, this just can't. You can't help but think of God's power, if you believe in God, or whatever higher power you believe in. Even if you think this is all science, this is just fascinating, absolutely fascinating to be in a desert that typically gets less than 10 inches of rain a year, to have this sort of an oasis. Notice down here under the water, there's looks like some exposed, whatever that is, mineral. Beautiful. Beautiful. This will not be my last time to Kaiser Spring. I love this place. I will be back. I hope you get to make it here someday. For now, I've got a few other stops I need to make today. And since we're in December, the days don't last as long, which means I've got some hoofing to do. And I'm not going to mention the places in this video, but I'll be making videos about them as well. So click around on the YouTube channel and on azwonders.com and you'll find them. If you're in the northwest corner of Arizona, or if you see my content in the northwest corner of Arizona, you know that it was likely shot on the same day as this video. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off, make tracks back to the car so I can get on to my other spots here. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.